Hello everyone, welcome back to Economics Made Easy. So today we are going to study about dispersion. In order to study dispersion, let's just see an example. Here you have been given three kind of series. Number one, you can see this type of series is what? It's more homogeneous. The second series is kind of dispersed, but the difference between each and every observation is 3. In the third series, there is no permanent formula for deriving this series. It's kind of more dispersed, right? If let's just suppose you have been given the data that the total number of observation is 5 and the mean is 9. Can you tell me which kind of series is this? No, right? Why? Because in all these series, the total number of observation is 5 and the mean is also 9. Correct? In that case, you need to study about dispersion, because in central tendency, you will only get to know the value of mean or median or mode, but you don't even get to know what kind of distribution is this, whether it's more scattered or it's less dispersed, right? That is why the need of dispersion arises, because in order to collect more information about the data, you need to study what kind of distribution is that. Am I right? After knowing what is dispersion, we need to study how can we measure dispersion, right? So there are two kinds of method for measuring dispersion. One is absolute measure and the second is relative measure. Now what is the difference between these two? Absolute measure of dispersion helps us to measure dispersion in an absolute form. You just need to know the variability of a given set of observations, be it in any unit, okay? So absolute measure of dispersion helps you to derive the variability of a given set of observation, okay? In case of relative measure of dispersion, what does relativity means? Relativity means you need to compare two different sets of observations. But in case of dispersion, like in case of relative measure of dispersion, you need to calculate or you need to compare the variability of two different sets. Now the perk of relative measure of dispersion is that both the two sets can be in different units. There is no compulsion that both the set of observation have to be in the same unit. Okay? But in case of absolute measure of dispersion, you need only the same kind of units, be it kilometer or kilogram, liters and all. Okay? Now, under absolute measure of dispersion, we are going to study these 4 types: range, quartile deviation, mean deviation, standard deviation. And in case of relative measure of dispersion, we are going to study about coefficient of variation, coefficient of mean deviation and coefficient of quartile deviation. Hope you liked my video. Subscribe to our channel and comment down below your thoughts and opinions. Okay, bye bye. I'm signing off now.